I wanted to take the time to try and talk about philosophy because it was something that I used to be really into. So I figured I wanted to start doing some vlogs of me talking about philosophy until I've mentioned a lot of this stuff. And the first philosophical book I sort of read, The Last Days of Socrates by Plato, sort of. As Euthyphro, and it kind of sounds like Jethro, something similar sounding name, Euthyphro. But yeah, Socrates and Plato kind of started with the Apology for me, which is, Socrates' execution. And after I read the Apology, I got the Essential Plato, and I read this entire book. Well, not the entire book, because I didn't read any of the introductions. And, I sat down and I read it cover to cover, just as you would a novel, starting with the Republic. And then it looks like this ends with the laws, which is silly because it should end with the apology, And then I got a smaller version of the book that is, the same stories, except, in a different order. This starts with Meno, Symposium, the Republic, Apology, Crito, Phaedo, and it's got the Greek alphabet in here. It's kind of random. There we go. Now you know what it was like. And that wasn't actually the first book on philosophy I had. I got this book. I liked talking about causality, but no, that's not how people want to be. No one ever likes talking about determinism. Alright, so yeah. As you can see, it's got these funny words, and then there are large descriptions. And then philosophy also has to do with religions. We got this series on religions, Judaism, Catholicism, Protestantism, Islam, Hinduism, Buddhism. And like, what does that even mean? And I've got this book, and I never read this book. It's by Bertrand Russell. And it's going to be going through the philosophers on a timeline and see if we remember anything about them as individuals. It's like, what was that guy talking about? Does anybody remember anything? And it starts with the pre-Socratics. I don't know what the Malaysian school of thought is, but Bertrand Russell starts Western philosophy with Protagoras, just like math and the not Protagoras, Pythagoras, the Pythagorean theorem. And basically, I'm gonna try and go over it a little bit. But one of the things I'm thinking is I don't think philosophy really starts with Pythagoras. Philosophy in Anglo-Saxon, Latin, whatever. Because there's like the Egyptians, like, hey, why didn't philosophy start with the Papyrus of Ani or Imhotep or someone? Djoser, right? No. But, it's something that also gets brought up, and yeah, philosophy is also going to be going into psychology and mythology because, those things aren't exactly staying out of it. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll just keep on checking in and adding to the last stuff I talked about. And yeah, we'll just see how it comes out. Also, about philosophy, is you can get on the Books app, and a lot of these philosophers from the BCs, you can get their complete works for free, and they're also on the internet. So, you can check this stuff out as much as you guys want. And I'm not actually expecting you to, be well versed and knowledgeable about all this stuff because these guys aren't necessarily right. And it's also like Plato's complete works is like 2,000 pages, Aristotle's like 3,000 pages, and I don't think anyone can expect people to read that much. You get all this stuff.